we're going to be looking at this tip to see if it's true or false, and you might be surprised by the answer. As always, if you are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment below. It helps me enormously with the YouTube algorithms that prevent new YouTubers such as myself making any sort of an impact on anything. And maybe even hit that subscribe button, because we have an awesome crew here on this channel and you want to join, I promise you. So when we look at tomato plants like we are today, we're going to be talking about more of the science behind tomato plants and exactly why you can plant them like this and why it is actually beneficial to do so. So these are the tomato plants that I have made at home on my own. So common misconception is that these little tiny hairs, can I get my camera to focus? Those tiny little hairs are actually roots. That is false. Those are actually trichomes, which is technically found on lots of different varieties of plants. Pumpkins have them on their leaves, peaches have them on their fruit, and what they are, there are tiny hairs, and the tiny hairs serve different purposes. So on the peach, it serves the purpose of deterring bugs, and on the tomato plant, the purpose is to deter bugs, but through the smell. That smell you get off of tomato plants is actually the trichomes and their essential oils wafting that aroma in your face. So that is where the smell comes from. It comes from those trichome organs, which are hairs, and they are not roots at all. What are roots, though, is the stem. So in many different types of plants, as I showed in my transplant shock video, marigolds have this, and it is indeterminate cells located in the stem. So based on the type of stimuli you give the stem will determine how the indeterminate cells react. So if you are exposing them to sunshine and wind, they will not form roots. They will form a stronger stem and maybe even a little bit of wood on the outside and hairs. Now, if we were to plant that stem deeper in the ground and expose it to minimal air, soil, water, and nutrients, you would eventually get roots, which is why this is going viral on Facebook and Instagram right now, because it is true. Now, do I think planting a tomato on its side is a good idea? No. And the reason being is it's going to just take up room in your garden and you're not going to be able to plant them as close together as you should normally be able to. So I'm actually going to show you how to do this hack, but in a better way. And I'm even going to show you how I reduce my transplant shock on my tomatoes. So let's get into it. So as I said, I have my tomatoes. If you haven't watched my transplant shock video, I go through kind of what I do to prepare this soil here, the plant itself, and the ground underneath. Let's start off by digging our hole in our soil. And I always dig my holes pretty deep. This is a raised bed. My raised bed, I do not till my soil. It is untilled soil. Reason being is it prevents weeds from sprouting up, and it also helps lock in more moisture. So I do add a little bit of manure, and this is to help more so with the soil structure than for nutrients. There's lots of nutrients in this soil. I'm not going to add fertilizer pellets. You can if you like. There's nothing wrong with that, but this isn't to add nutrients to the soil. No, no, no. If you want me to do a video on organic fertilizer and how it works, this is not how it works. This is not a fertilizer. This is for soil structure alone and future Ashley's soil health, not for current Ashley's tomato nutrients. So thumbs up, comments below if you want a video on that. And how I take all my plants out is I pop the four corners, and as always it comes out. I do not massage my roots. I leave my roots be, and I place my plant in. Now you can see the soil level is up to these bottom leaves here. I am going to remove these two cotyledons, this back leaf and this front leaf. The way I remove those is with my fingernails. You don't have to get the scissors out and the hydrogen peroxide and everything else. These are pretty tough plants. So plop him in, Ta-da! And then fill him in around the sides. A little bit of a push. And we're done. We could plant him up to here. I'm not going to, but you can plant him up to here. He will be fine. I'm going to leave him a little bit out of there, and then my secret recipe for the end game of this tomato, my handy dandy bucket. So it is a tube. Hello. I cut the bottom off. This is the bottom. This is the top of my 5-gallon pail, and my grandpa did these for me. I do not know how he got the bottoms off. I think probably with a Sawzall, maybe. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to bloop over top of him, dig it in a tiny bit. This is going to stay on my plant for approximately a week or 2 weeks. It depends on what the temperature is like in the great outdoors. But ta-da! This is going to reduce the shock of wind and heat and too much sun on my plant. I have hardened them off prior to this. This is just an extra security measure because these guys can throw temper tantrums, as you probably are all familiar with. So this is going to lessen that, and it works wonderfully. As you can see, my plants on the outside are waving hello, and my plant on the inside is not waving hello at all. So that's actually kind of a cool side-by-side view of that. That's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed that, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, and share, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so this is the next day, and as you can see, this guy's happy. This guy's happy. It got down to +3 yesterday, or yeah, +3 at night, and they are both happy and healthy. And yeah, so just to show you that the tip, the hack does work. This is the next day, and these guys are doing very, very well. Oh, hey there, are you still watching? Make sure to hit that subscribe button for some more awesome plant videos.